Okay, I wanted to do that video a long time ago. Today I'm sick, I'm staying home, so I think it's a good, I have a good opportunity to do that video. And I want to talk about seamless bodies and pros, cons, and which one is the best for your Rochobby Willys Jeep. And I'm talking specific for the Rochobby Willys, because Hasbro, Formative International, which happens I have one, they're kind of like little wider and a little bit like larger. So space-wise, they have a lot of space compared to what you have over here. Let me do a setup so you can see the difference and coming back. And here we are. So I'm not gonna confuse you with measuring tapes, centimeters, inches, or whatever. I'm just gonna do something very simple. Just look the gap between the two seats. I can barely fit my lighter over there. I have to put it like that and then turn it, and still it won't fit. Now look over here. And from that you can understand how much more space is over here. Also, there is more space for the feet. Compare the space you have on the Rochobby, sorry, Willys. Okay, let's do another setup, get rid of that here, and coming back. Okay, so seamless bodies. First we're gonna talk about pros and cons, and then I'm gonna tell you which in my opinion is the best figure for your Willys Jeep, Rochobby, and specific for the Rochobby. Now, unfortunately there's only one from pros, and there's a lot of cons about seamless bodies. Obviously, pros is that the realistic look. They not even look realistic, but they feel realistic. And no, I won't squeeze her. You know, kids may watching. But you know, you got the point. You know what I'm saying. Now, one of the major, that's the only one from the pros. Now, the major one from the cons is that according to the manufacturer, you can't have them on a dynamic pose for more than 2 days. In more simple words, I can't have Vin Diesel sitting on over there the whole time. Eventually you're gonna have cracks on the silicone or whatever material is that on joints, and you're gonna ruin the action figure pretty much. And even when I was using him as a driver on the Hummer, he was going you know, in for the ride, coming back home outside, museum pose, the same pose he has right now. But on the Hummer it wasn't that a big of you know, a big deal to have him in and out. But now the Willys, especially with the cage, it is a kind of a big deal. That's why I'm using this guy over here, which we're gonna talk soon about him. Now, as I said, that's the major one. You can have them, like, you need to remove them from your truck. Another thing, it's the weight. They are very heavy, extremely heavy for action figures, and if you have a top heavy truck, they're gonna make it even more. In my situation, because of the cage, I'm already top heavy, and having him only by himself as a driver, it won't work, because the truck is gonna lean on one side. So that's why I have her as a passenger. On my last video, you saw Vin Diesel was a driver, but in order to counterbalance his weight, she was having that dog between her legs on the front. In order, to counterbalance, which again, those two weights with his weight, they don't match. They're like, there is some difference. You're gonna see soon what I'm talking about. And here is the weight of him, which, as you can see, is 500 grams, half kilogram. And her weight is I think it's 338, and with the dog goes on 436. Now again, you will, if you watch my last video, you will see that you can clearly see it in some occasions that the truck is leaning on his side. But again, it was kind of, the way was kind of balancing between those two. That's another thing. Now another plus that, because of the extra weight, you're gonna have more, your battery is gonna drain faster, because the motor is pretty much having that extra work to do, to pull that extra weight, and you have a chain reaction with your battery. Now another thing is that they can get dirty very easy, and because the nature of the material they're made of, it's not the hard plastic that you're gonna wipe it and boom, it's clean. In these situations, either you're gonna have to wash them or use baby wipes, something I'm doing, which so far have worked great for me. No dry on the silicone or whatever is that, and it keeps them, at least they look clean. But there are gonna be occasions that you're gonna have to wash them, and I'm telling you to take them off the clothes and put them back on. It's a very big pain in the butt. But again, now that's for the pros and cons about those figures. Now let's talk about my other figure, the driver I'm using. Okay, now this guy over here, his body is only 100 grams. As you can see, and his body is originally made to be a pilot on remote control airplanes and helicopters. He used to be my pilot on my helicopter, which is grounded right now, so he got a promotion for to be the Willys driver. His body is stuffed. He has a wire, so to bend it to keep the pose, and there is a servo on inside here, so his head can turn left and right. The head, though, you see here, it's not the one that comes with the body. The one that comes with the body wasn't up to my scale standards, so I changed it and I put this one. Also, yeah, down here you can see is the plug, and here's a short version, and this is my my go-to figure, because compared to the seamless bodies, I don't have to worry about even leaving him over there for a year, right? Like nothing is gonna happen. And the only down thing, it's again, he's lightweight, but when I'm having her as a passenger, again, I need to put some balance, some weight on him, so counterbalance her weight, and that is achieved by adding some nuts and bolts inside those boxes over here and have them behind the driver. It kinds of balancing the situation. Now that's about my driver. Now let's talk about in my opinion, which action figure is the best for your Rochobby Willys. Well, definitely you don't want the classic 12-inch 30 centimeters figure, and at least in my eyes they look like a very tall guy trying to drive a very small car. And the way you can fit it, right? I don't say it won't fit. It will fit, but still you're gonna have to do some modifications, by taking out the cushion and covering it back again, and pretty much it's gonna look the same but thinner. So you have the seat lower, so you save some height, or you can remove completely and have him sit on the gas tank. And again, it's gonna look like he's struggling, to drive the car. You're gonna have knees and legs behind the steering wheel. You're gonna have a head that is, I'm not talking about popping out above the cage, but because not everybody has the cage, right? But it's gonna pop out above the windshield. Not that it won't happen on the real one in case of a tall person tries to drive it, right? But over here it's gonna look a little weird, and sometimes it looks like kind of the figure is too big for the car. Now what you want is the shortest 1/6 scale action figure you can get. In my situation, Vin Diesel body is an M30 body compared to this guy over here, which I think it's an M33. And again, the Vin Diesel, I have to pretty much curve his body, so his his rear end is on the front of the seat, but that brings his head lower and it doesn't pop above the cage. He's sitting like pretty much kind of between the cage, like here in the middle, compared to this guy, which his head is exactly like where the top of his head is exactly under the cage. Now again, this is my opinion about like my scale view of what will look more natural inside there as size. Of course you can use what you have, and as long as you are okay with that, who cares? As long as it looks okay in your eyes, believe me, it doesn't matter if it is on out of scale or on scale, smaller or larger. If it is okay in your eyes, nobody cares. And now we're gonna talk about the most common question, where you can find all of those figures, or where did I find them, or from where did I get them. And here it comes. Okay, let me tell you that if you want cheap things, your best friend, I have said that to the on the past too, that your best friend is Amazon and eBay. Of course, you can always go with the expensive stuff, but at least the sites, the companies I'm using, that they're on the expensive side, I know that I'm paying the quality I'm getting. Now, and pretty much if something happens, there's somebody that is gonna, have, a customer service. And but again, if you want cheap stuff, your best friend, I'm telling you, is Amazon and eBay. Now, about my driver, the body is from Warbird pilots, which those are mostly for, as the name says, Warbird pilots, mostly for remote control airplanes, and I think lately they add helicopter pilots too. Well, at the time I got him, they didn't have helicopter pilots. So, but anyway, that's another story. And the head is from Black OPS Toys, which I highly recommend them. They have a huge selection of 1/6 scale heads and accessories, and a lot of things. Just for an example, one of them is this camera over here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there it is. And coming back. So as I was saying, a lot of a big selection on Black OPS Toys. Now, Mr. Vin Diesel here. Body and head are from eBay, 2 separate orders. Unfortunately, I can't find any links. I have them. There's been years I own those figures, and yes, I'm kind of lazy, but I'm pretty sure you can find them if if you do your research. Now, the rest of the team, bodies are from eBay, heads, both of them are from Amazon. As for my Michael J. Fox figure, it's from Hot Toys, and if I said that for Vin Diesel that he's by far my heaviest action figure, this guy is by far my most expensive action figure, with a 3-digit number. That's it pretty much about seamless bodies and which one is the best. Again, that's my opinion, which one is the best for your Willys, or which one is gonna look at least the best on your Rochobby Willys. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Please leave a comment. If you catch something that I said and it's wrong, especially for that, I'm more than happy to listen about it. And also, please forgive my English. It's not my my first language, and I have to think in Greek, and my Greek thought translated in English, and at the same time trying to not make the exact translate, because sometimes they don't make sense if you do the exact translate. So yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching, and again, more than happy to answer your questions if you have any, and to hear your suggestions or correct me if something was wrong. Thanks again. Thanks for watching.